Okay, so here's what Karatbars has put on the table. Here's what Karatbars has put on the table. They put gold, they've put cryptocurrencies, they've put trading, and they've put an affiliate program that we can choose to plug into. Now, I want you to imagine that you only have X amount of money, okay, that's a dollar sign, X amount of money that you need to increase over time. I mean, that's the goal, isn't it? The goal is to try and increase our wealth so that we're not in a position in 2, 3, 5 years' time where we're worse off than we are now. We want to have a strategy. We want to use products and the platforms the company has given us to increase our wealth. We want to take it from maybe $1 sign up to $2 signs. So we want to at least double our money. Maybe some of us are going, no, we want to make sure that we increase it further. That's the plan. That's the plan. And that means looking at the different options that Karatbars has put on the table. Now, guys, this looks really basic right now. It's going to get a bit busy. And then I'm going to flip through some of the announcements to explain why it's so busy. So the first thing we need to understand when we put into gold is that gold over time grows in value. So that's our hedge, guys. That's our hedge. Gold grows in value over time. So it would make sense to not just get gold, but also increase the amount of gold that we're getting. Okay, would we all agree that that's a good idea? Let's get ourselves some gold because it's going to grow in value over time. And not just let's get ourselves some gold, let's keep increasing the amount of gold we have. Would you say that that's a good idea? You just can type the word gold if you agree with the one basic decision. Save into gold, increase the amount of gold we have because we know that it grows in value over time. Great, perfect, thanks guys. I'm going to come back to that in a moment because I'm going to go through some announcements. Cryptocurrency, there's some things we need to understand within the Karatbars ecosystem to understand cryptocurrencies. Firstly, we need to understand that there are two types of cryptocurrencies. There's what we call a utility token, which means a cryptocurrency that is designed to be used as gas, as the fee to access a whole infrastructure. That's called a utility token. And the other kind of token we need to understand is something called a security or stable coin. I'm going to put the word security here, but another word for it is stable coin. A stable coin has a set price. Okay, it has a set price against whatever it is backed by. In this company's example, our stable coin is backed by 0.1 grams of gold. It'll always be backed by 0.1 grams of gold. But what do we know about gold? Gold's increasing. Okay, this coin has a set value of 0.1 grams of gold. But the price of gold will increase. A utility token does not have a set value. A utility token has a value that climbs based on supply and demand. In other words, the more use it has in the marketplace and the more people who want it, the more its price will climb. Okay, now guys, we're just putting in these broad brushstrokes because we're going to go into some announcements just now to show you how to leverage this. So we all agree that gold's a good idea. And we now understand that with Karatbars, they have a cryptocurrency, a security token, a stable coin that is backed by 0.1 grams of gold. So we have the potential for steady growth in that particular coin. They have a second cryptocurrency, which is a utility token, that has the potential for massive growth based on massive supply and demand needs. So we're going to be talking about that in a moment. Just very quickly, who here would like to have cryptocurrencies in their portfolio? Who here would like to not just have cryptocurrencies, but have a diversified, in other words, at least 2 types of cryptocurrencies? Me, yes, yes, yes. Some people already have cryptos in their portfolio, which is fantastic. We're just talking about diversified and understanding what you're diversifying into. One is a security token, 0.1 grams of gold. One is a utility token, potential massive growth. That's called diversification. Great, thanks guys, awesome, awesome, loving the responses I'm getting. I know you can't see, by the way, you can't see everything that you're typing. I can. very helpful for me because I can see where you guys are at. Okay, then let's move down to trading. Now, guys, I love trading, by the way, come from a trading background. Okay, so I just want to show you very quickly what Karatbars is bringing to the table so we're clear on this. Okay, there are different types of trading that happen in the marketplace. There are 3 types that I want to talk about. There is trading when an expert, an absolute professional, a person, so I'm going to put here, there's a little picture of a person. That's a person, by the way. He's only got 1 leg. Kidding, let's give him a second one. Okay, when a person does the trading. That's one type of trading. There's a second type of trading where a bot, this is a bot, there's little antennas, like little, okay, just bear with me that is a bot. A bot is a program. It's a program that reads all the data and makes very analytical decisions based on the data it's reading. That's the second type of trading. And then the third type of trading is, what is the best way to say amateur trading? What is a picture that would best represent an amateur? Well, I'm just going to put the word amateur trading. Amateur trading is when you and I can go and register on a dashboard. We can go do our own trades, and we get no help doing that. That's the third type of trading that we see globally. Okay, a lot of people, by the way, can do this right now on exchanges with cryptocurrencies and with forex. These two are where you want to position yourself, though. So what has Karatbars brought to the table with crypto robotics? Okay, they have brought robot trading to the table. So they've got robots that analyze information. They've also brought professional trading to the table. And you can choose based on the platform to have a diversified trading platform where some of your money is being traded over here, some of it is being traded over here, or you can put it all under one. The point is you can follow robots, you can follow professionals, you can get diversification in your trading platform. The exciting thing about this trading is that you never ever hand your money over to this person or this robot. In other words, you are never ever handing over custodianship of what you have to somebody else. You simply put your cryptocurrencies onto some big regulated exchanges that you have access to, that is set up under your name, therefore you are the custodian, and you plug in these guys, you plug in their information to those exchanges. That's what crypto robotics has on offer. We're going to talk a bit more on that later. So who wants to know that their trading is not being done by amateurs, that their coins are not being handed over to a robot or people, and that you retain it, but you get to follow that? If that's a good idea, if you want to know that that's like good, just type the word yes, that's me. I want to know about that stuff, because trading has always interested me, but given me a little bit of fear. Or I've seen some trading stuff out there, but I'm not quite comfortable with where, who's in control of my money. Okay, that's pivotal. Okay, so that's the trading side. And then the affiliate side, as you know, our message is very simple. What do you need to do as an affiliate? Firstly, you need to buy yourself what we call a business pack, okay? Multi-gold pack, once-off purchase of a business pack. And then what do you need to do? You need to talk to people. Now, guys, here's what tends to happen. Is that if you talk to people, you will earn more cash. If you earn more cash, you can buy more gold. You can buy more cryptos. You can diversify into trading. If your trading is profitable, you can take some of your profits, put it back into here, and you can re-diversify again. I'm going to put some more into gold, more into crypto, more into trading. You talk to more people, you make more cash flow, you put it back into your kitty over here, and you buy more gold, buy more crypto, buy more trading. Your trades are profitable, you take some of your profits, you put it in here, you diversify into gold, crypto, and trading. And so what you end up with is income. This is income producing that you can put in here, and then you can diversify. Now, I want to put some smiley faces next to things that can make you income. Okay, the affiliate program can give you an income, smiley face. Trading can give you an income, smiley face. Now I'm about to blow your mind. This security token here can give you income. And we're about to talk about that. Listen to this. This security token can give you an income. More income, more cash, more diversification. Okay, so how many income streams do we have if we want them? Trading can give you an income, profits, which you can put into your basket and diversify. Affiliate program gives you more money, okay, commissions, you can put into your basket and diversify. The stable coin, I'm going to unpack this in a moment, gives you an income through its fee structure, put into your kitty, diversify. I'm also going to show you how this utility token can give you an income through something called noding and staking. So look here, 1, 2, 3, 4 income producing assets that you can put into your kitty, your wealth kitty, and keep diversifying in order to do what? Increase that from $1 to $3 to however many dollars you need. Who's excited to stick around for the next 20 minutes while I show you how this security token off the back of the company's announcements, okay, how you can use the security token. I'm then going to show you how you can use KVC to create an income. I'm then going to show you how, very briefly, because we're actually going to dig into more of this next week, how you can leverage this. And I'm going to show you how, well, not so much on this. We're going to spend the last 15 minutes talking about this. But I want to spend time unpacking some of the crypto announcements that the company has had so you can understand the income producing options here. Good deal? Great. Fantastic. So let's go do that. That's the broad, rough roadmap. Okay, now, Brendan, we're going to need you to share some screens shortly. So don't worry, not right now, but I'm just going to prep you for that. So the first thing I want to talk about, guys, is our stable coin. Now I'm saying our stable coin, it's a partner stable coin. I'm going to be talking about that, but here's the context of where I'm going with all of this. Harold Sykes made an announcement 3 years ago that he believes that the world needs gold, okay? Part of his vision, that the world needs gold. The future is gold, but it is also unlimitedly digital. Okay, that's the vision. That's the starting point. The future is gold, but it's unlimitedly digital. Which means that the company, everything that I showed you now, if you look at it, is focused on gold and digital products, digital solutions. We'll agree, that's the vision. Here's the digital realm that Karatbars has moved us into. So we're very, very clear on this. They've moved us into cryptocurrencies. In the cryptocurrency space, they've built an entire ecosystem. And I'm going to be talking about that because the announcement is around that. They've created a stable coin, which forms part of that ecosystem too. That ecosystem is powered by a utility token. They've then gone on to introduce trading as a form of digital assets or digital platforms. And then to make sure that people understand how to use this, they've now also created a university, K-University, also a digital product, so that people don't come into our ecosystem, people don't come into our community, get all of this, and then don't know what to do with it. I think one of the biggest tragedies that most companies have is that they can give great solutions, but then people don't know how to use it. Okay, and that's really where Karatbars is going. Hey, let's create better people with better understanding and better clarity through the university so the guys can really leverage this. So, having said that, let's dive into this. Okay. What can you do with your gold? And what do we need to do with our gold if we want to pursue this? So the starting point is you need to register a Karatbars account, obviously. And from your Karatbars account, you can buy as little as 0.1 grams of cash gold. That's our starting point. You can buy as little as 0.1 grams of cash gold. What can you do with that cash gold? Well, right now, as of the most recent announcements, you can either push your cash gold into something called Karatpay. Karatpay is a digital wallet that allows you to digitize your cash gold into univols. You can push those univols onto Karatbit. And on Karatbit, remember you started with gold bullion, you can buy things like Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum, you can buy KBC, and you can buy something called USD Tether. That's what you can do currently with your gold. The company has now announced that you can also exchange your gold directly from Karatbars. Look at the flow here, Karatbars, Karatpay, Karatbit, this. Karatbars directly into Brendan, our new stable coin, right? Who knows what the stable coin is called, by the way? Who went and checked it out? It's got a sexy name. You can even type it in if you know what the name is. But you can go from Karatbars and you can go directly into the V999 site. Okay, V999.io. Okay, it's currently a beta platform. But the point is, you can exchange 0.1 grams for one stable coin, the V999 site. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly how to go and do that. The company has put a very thorough pre-registration process. I want to say that again, pre-registration process. Please ask for the pre-registration process or register a free account with Karatbars. Go to latest news and go and find the V999.io stable coin announcement where it gives you a step-by-step process where you can do a pre-registration. Why? Why would you want to do that? Bren, we are going to go into the video in a moment. Why would you want to do that? Okay, let's go back to our summary. 0.1 grams security token that can create cash flow. You want to set yourself up to be able to do this because for every coin that you buy, so for every 0.1 grams of gold that you exchange into a coin, you can then go and sell that coin on the open market. You can go and sell it, so you can go and get the money. Remember, you paid for gold. You created a stable coin. Now you go and sell that stable coin on the open market and you get back monies that you paid, right? Okay. But guys, you're not going to get back 100% of it. There's fees along the way. So even if you get back 85% of your original purchase price, you now have a coin that's on the open market. And every time that coin moves, every time someone purchases that coin, you earn 0.02% fees on that coin. In other words, you have created an asset, you've put it into the marketplace, and every time someone uses it, you get a fee. Now, let me give you an example. I go and buy an Uber car. I go and put my Uber car onto the Uber app. People can now use my car. I'm not using it, people are using it. And I'm getting paid fees every time they use the car. That's the example. Think asset. Now remember, the difference here is that when I buy a car with Uber, if it's a 150,000 Rand car and it's out on the market, that car's still mine, so I'm earning fees from it. Okay. Here, you've gone and created the coin, you've sold it, so now you've got your 150,000 Rand back, okay? And people are using it and you're still earning fees. That's what the stable coin allows you to do. Now you can choose not to do that, you can choose to do that, that's up to you. Here's some of the pros and cons, so we're very, very clear on this. If you decide to create stable coins, you decide to exchange gold into coins, you can choose how much, guys. I'm showing you the minimum. Some of you might be looking at this and going, I'm going to go exchange 100 grams. No, that's up to you. Here is one of the pros, you can earn fees. One of the cons is that what if some random person sitting in his home in Switzerland decides to buy up all those coins and hold on to it for the next 10 years? That's the con. The con is that you can only earn fees on the movement of the coin. So if someone decides to buy it and bank it in their portfolio for the next 10 years, your coins are sitting not earning fees. They've earned fees once. Okay, but it's a fees for life, which means if in 10 years time that person does sell it and you're no longer here because you've handed your portfolio over to your kids are being paid those fees. That's the potential with the V999. It is an eternal asset as long as cryptocurrencies are being used. That's where we get this smiley face from. That's where we get that smiley face from. Here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying everybody go buy stable coins because you're going to get money. I'm saying understand that you've got money for life. But if someone buys those coins and sits on it for the next 10 years, you're not earning fees for the next 10 years. You're earning fees for life of that coin, which means it might live beyond you. Okay, so please understand that, which is why we talk about what? We talk about having a balanced portfolio. We talk about making sure that there's balance. Okay, Brendan, could you maybe just show the community the V999 coin so that they can just get a little taste of it? Guys, here's why this is so important. Harold Site's roadmap that they wanted to make sure that there was a gold standard coin coming to the marketplace. They've partnered with the company to make sure that that's happened, and they've partnered at the right time because regulations on security tokens have just been updated, okay, which means you have to have licenses in place for those security tokens as regulations are starting to push towards them being regulated as security. So until the regulations move. Thanks, Bren. You can go for it. Great, thanks, Ben. Brent, can you pull up the company's latest announcements? Because I want to show some people how they can get hold of the V999. Okay, the obvious way, and again, guys, that's for our new members. The obvious way is you buy cash gold and you can exchange it. But there are also members on here who've been with the company for quite a long time who are sitting on some of the other solutions and platforms the company has brought to the market. And so there are ways that you can take some of the other solutions and products and also move it into the stable coin. So Brent, if you can take us down to the Bunnyville section, we've got people who are sitting on Bunnyvilles at the moment. And again, for the new people, don't get overwhelmed by this information. This really is for the guys who've been with the company for a year or more. But Bunnyvilles can be exchanged for the stable coin as well. Okay, so people can now exchange 7 Bunnyvilles to 1 coin. So if you're sitting on Bunnyvilles, and guys, I just want you guys to know, I've got Bunnyvilles sitting in my Karatbars exchange. My parents have Bunnyvilles in their Karatbars exchange. Brendan's actually highlighting the section where it says this. You can go onto your Karatbars exchange, and if you've just got Bunnyvilles sitting there, you can exchange them at 7 Bunnyvilles to 1 stable coin. Now, most of us who are sitting on Bunnyvilles, we received it as part of commission structures last year, we exchanged some of the free coins we got. We exchanged into bunnables at a ridiculously high exchange because it was so lucrative. We can now exchange it at 7-to-1 into the stable coin if we wish to do that. That's the first place you can exchange it. The second place that you can grab hold of some V999s is that you can exchange your KBC. And again, guys, this is for the guys who are sitting on KBC from last year. You can exchange KBC to stable coins. I'm going to be really honest on this. Guys, this is a great exchange. KBC to stable coin. If you go look at the prices, you're going to exchange your KBC. Brent, just making sure I'm on track here. I want to check. You can go to the section. No, you don't need me back on the screen. I want everybody reading this stuff for themselves. But if I go and look, KBC can be exchanged into univols. Okay, and if you go look at the price of univols to KBC, you'll see that the better exchange is bunnables into one. The better exchange is cash gold into stable coin. I'm going to be talking more on how to leverage KBCs in a moment. So that's how you can get your hands on the stable coin currently. I want to talk about some of the announcements. So we're going to go to the top of this announcement here, and I'm going to talk specifically on KBC. So Brent, if you can take us to the top of the KBC section. There's a whole lot that has happened with KBC over the last 2 years. And we're going to dig into that right now. Brent, you can bring it back to me and I'm going to come back there. Right. So I want to talk about KBC. Now I'm going to talk about KBC for new people. I'm going to talk about KBC for old people as well, so existing members. KBC was a coin that the company started in 2018. They used it as what is called an ICO. And at the time, members back then were buying KBC at about 4 cents. The company partnered with Karatbars Gold and did a second ICO in 2019. They did a second ICO using the ICO token KCB, and we were buying KCB at 14 euro cents, but because of all the bonuses the company had put in place, it was closer to 7 euro cents at the time. What then happened at the end of 2019, the KCB was then exchanged into KBC, and the exchange ratio that were used at the time was you would get 2.54 KBC coins for every 1 KCB. Now, this began step 1 of what is called a hard fork process. KBC, for those of you who are tracking, KBC as a utility token was built on something called the ARC20 protocol. It was built on an Ethereum blockchain, built on an Ethereum protocol with its own Ethereum address hard-coded into the programming. Here's what has happened. The company has set up a second ARC20 coin, and they've asked that everybody who has KBC bring their KBC in to Karatbars in order for it to be updated onto the new blockchain. I'm going to tell you why. And guys, you can go look at this. Brendan, do you have the Karatbars exchange in the background? I mean, in January, this process started. So in January, let's just look at the numbers here. In January 2020, the company wanted to take KBC from its old ARC20 address onto a new ARC20 address. Why did the company, so you can see it over there, second writing, it says starting with, there you go, 20th of February, not January, February. People were encouraged to bring Karatbars back onto the KBC onto the Karatbars exchange in order to move from the old ARC20 to the new ARC20. Thanks, Brent. You can bring it back to me. Now, why did the company want to do that? Open markets. The open market has a lot of KBC sitting under that address, tons of it. And when the company made this announcement in February and encouraged everybody to bring it back to Karatbars, a very, very small percentage of people brought it back to Karatbars. We got one of the guys in our team. His name is Mike. Super, super helpful, analytical. Mike can tell you that less than 10% of the open KBC, the old ARC20 platform, has been pulled into the new ARC20. Now, the problem with that is that the company cannot complete its hard fork process with so little coins. So what has the company done? The company has incentivized me and you to go out onto all the open exchanges where KBC exists and bring it to Karatbars. They want to reduce, so here's the open market, here's KBC. They want to reduce the number of KBC on the open market in order to do what? Increase the number of KBC in Karatbars. That's all they want to do. They want to reduce, that's why it's called a reduction plan. They want to reduce the number of coins on the open market to bring it into Karatbars so they can find out exactly how many coins, because all they're doing is they're changing the address from the old ARC20 blockchain to the new. They want to see how many coins they have exactly on the 15th of October. On the 15th of October, they can check using this new address how many KBC have come into the ecosystem. Now stay with me on this. Once they know the exact numbers, oops, until I'm using a lot of paper. Oh dear, we've done training with some other team. Okay, so once they know the exact number that's sitting on that ARC20 inside of Karatbars, they can then do what? Convert it into our own mainnet blockchain. Move it all off Ethereum completely and put it onto mainnet. That's the activity, and they're incentivizing you and I to do it. They're incentivizing you and I to take it from the open markets, the open exchanges, and in the month of July, August, September, and October until the 15th, they're saying any coins that you go and fetch from the open market and you bring across to Karatbars, okay, any coins that you bring across in July, we're going to add 25% of whatever the dollar value is, stand by. August, 15%, September, 10%, October, 7.5%. Listen to this. We will look at the average KBC price on when? The 15th of October, 2020. We will look at the average price of the coin on that date. We will look at the coins that you bought in, that you personally bought in July, and we will give it a 25% extra value, dollar value, 25% extra value of whatever the price is on the 15th. Any coins that you did the same thing in August, we're going to look at the how many coins you bought in. We're going to look at those coins value on the 15th of October. We're going to give you an extra 15%. Whatever coins you bought in from September, we're going to look at the price, the average price on the 15th of October, and we're going to add 10% to it. Any coins you bought in between the 1st and the 15th, we're going to go look at the average price on the 15th of October and add 7.5% to it. Now, what is that going to do? Let me quickly explain what that's going to do. Oh, goodness me. What is that going to do? There's going to be two effects that happen. And this is important to grab hold of. Sorry guys, I did a lot of training recently. Black Cokie is not a good thing. Clearly it shows through. Now what is that going to do? What is it going to do to, stay with me, what is it going to do to the price of KBC on the open market? Remember, this is where we're fetching KBC from. Well, firstly, let's look at what it's going to do to the number of KBC on the open market. The numbers of KBC on the open market are going to be decreasing. The number of KBC sitting inside Karatbars is going to be increasing. We all understand that. Increase, decrease. The price of KBC in both markets on all exchanges, the price of KBC, because of supply and demand here, is going to grow as there are less and less coins. Whatever the price is on the 15th of October, the average price across all exchanges, okay, that price is going to be locked in, the bonuses given to those of us who went and fetched the coins. And then look here, the final step in the process is all those coins are going to be exchanged into the mainnet coin. The company's aim is to reduce the number of coins globally so that the mainnet coin has a very finite number. The value, the dollar value on the day will be the same. The number of coins will be reduced down to the goal that the company is aiming at. So that's why it's called a reduction plan. What does that mean for any KBC? What does that mean for any KBC that's left on the open market after this reduction has happened? That KBC that's left behind will not be used by Karatbars on any of its products. In other words, the old KBC that has not been bought into Karatbars, please understand this. The old KBC that has not been bought into Karatbars will have, look, the numbers dropped, will have no use either. No use. So anybody out there who walked away from Karatbars or forgot in the project or got irritated with the project and has unplugged, is not sharing this information, they're going to be stuck with a useless coin. You and I have a chance to grab hold of as much KBC as possible and lock it into Karatbars. So that's the one strategy that's come through the announcements. And that's for new and old members. Go and fetch whatever's on open exchanges, bring it into Karatbars. Bring it into Karatbars so the reduction plan kicks in. The reduction plan drives the price of KBC up. Here's what we're going to see, by the way. The price of KBC is going to go up. We're going to hard fork into the new coin. Okay, you and I get to benefit from that. When the market realizes that they're stuck with the old KBC, the old KBC price is going to fall through the floor. It's got no use, it's got no demand. We saw the same thing happen when Ethereum hard forked. Please go and look on CoinMarketCap. Go look at Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. Used to be one coin. The community split. The developers of Ethereum said, that's great. You guys stick with that coin. This is the coin we're going to develop and use. Go look at the price difference between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. One of these coins is going to be dead in the water. And the company would have protected all of its affiliates, and they will release the new KBC onto the open market. Guys, I'm really hoping that there's a name change that people can identify between KBC and new KBC. I think Ethereum Classic and Ethereum is silly, so I'm trusting the company is going to rebrand that coin. But whatever the mainnet coin is the use, has the demand, and has been bought into the reduction plan. The old coin is dead in the water. It's done, it's dusted, and whoever's held on to that, whoever unplugged out of the community, it's at their expense because they weren't part of the team that promoted, endorsed, and therefore helped grow the ecosystem. Okay, very, very important to go and look at similarities between the Ethereum project and what Harold Seitz has put in with KBC over here. So that's the first thing. So the first strategy, guys, again, just bringing us back to what we said. And I'm going through this slowly on purpose. The first strategy is the fetch strategy. It's part of the reduction plan. And where do you do that? You do that on open exchanges. If you've already got KBC that's on Karatbars, in other words, it's sitting there, well, guess what? We're in July. We're in July. So if you choose to lock, okay, and there's now an option for it. It's in the reduction plan on Karatbars. If you decide to lock your coins in, you cannot then sell the coin. Guys, this is important to understand. If you lock your coins into this reduction plan, it's because you're saying I'll only want access after the 15th. Now, why is that important to understand? Because the traders in our community, please, guys, please, the traders in our community are going to be really excited about the KBC growth happening on the open exchange, and they might want to take advantage of that. So sell some coins, dump, sell, use all of this, and then maybe only grab the last bonus in the month of October. Okay, so there's different strategies. We're not going to talk about strategies at the moment. Guys, so KBC with the reduction plan, if you fetch KBC, when I say fetch, you go onto open exchanges, you register with things like P2P, B2B exchange, you register with BitForex, you register with all those exchanges where KBC is being traded at the moment, and you go and buy that KBC and you send it from that exchange into Karatbars. That's what I mean by fetch. Okay, so now it's on Karatbars. On Karatbars, you will see a tab that says reduction plan. If you go click on that, you have the option to lock your KBC into whatever bonus you've chosen, so that you can't then take it and go sell it again on the open market. So please understand that you've got to choose if you want to lock in your coins, or you want to choose to maybe get some of the trading growth on the outside. If you lock it in, you're not going to lose anything, guys, because what is the company going to do? The company's going to pay your bonus based on the average price of KBC in October. Okay, you don't lose anything locking the coin in. If you're an active trader, and you want to try ride all that volatility, you're going to keep your KBC out. Okay. People are asking me, do we have to do our own trading? Kimo, if you asking that question, my answer is no, don't go and trade. Take your KBC and lock it in. Guys, if you don't know how to trade, don't go and trade this. Okay. Most of our community should just be going and locking the coin in to get the bonuses. There's a very small part of our community who are active traders who know what they're doing. They're the ones who might not lock in their coins because they're going to ride the volatility instead, and then lock their coins in at the last moment for the smallest bonus at 7.5%. Okay, and that's their decision. All right, but any coins that are not locked in, please understand, guys, any coins that are not locked in after the 15th of October, you are stuck with an old KBC coin that has no use in the ecosystem, like being stuck with the old Ethereum coin. And we're excited about that. We're excited that some people are going to be stuck with that coin, because the company's job and responsibility is to its affiliates, to you and I who are getting this information. So that's the one thing you can do with KBC. There are people on this group. Who have locked their KBC. Okay, they've locked their KBC into things called nodes. The company is going to take all node holders. I'm not giving massive detail on this. They're going to take all node holders and make sure that you move into the new noding. Okay. But they're also coupling the process of noding with something called staking. Now, why is this important to understand? Let's go all the way back to this page. This page is critical, guys. That's not, again, hang there. This is critical. I said to you right at the beginning of this, I said the utility token can create cash flow. I said that to everybody. Your utility token can create cash flow. The stable coin gives you fees. The utility token, KBC, creates cash flow through something called noding. Now, for a lot of the old people on this call who are in nodes, you're fine. For a lot of the new people on this call who are buying KBC and want to know how to make the KBC work for them, pay them. So not just sit on KBC and wait for the price to grow, but earn from KBC. You want to stick around every week to find out more about the staking program that the company is putting in place. Because by staking some of your coins, you can earn fees for life. Okay, so old people already are smiling because the noding program after the 15th of October is now official. Mainly it's running. Hardfork's finished. The whole ecosystem's live. Smiling all the way to the bank. New people, you will be smiling too if you stick around to find out about staking. That's how we get new and old people smiling over there. Okay. Because I'm running out of paper here, guys. We did say we'd be going through this slowly, so we wanted to make sure that we, really got through the information properly. Brendan, can you just flash up that announcement? I just want to see where we're at. Sorry, guys, I'm dealing with the announcement that came out and giving the information that's relevant. There's some stuff in the announcement you'll notice that you cannot act on right now, and that's okay. At the end of this, I'm going to give a summary on things we can do now so that there's not a feeling of overwhelm. Okay, so we've covered the bonus. We've covered the fact that you're protected because whilst you might be locking the coins in at a certain value now, it's actually the value on the 15th of October that's important. That's fine. We've covered noting and staking. Okay, gold vaults. All right, I want to just quickly cover gold vault. And again, this is for some of our older members. Okay, thanks, Brent. You can take us back onto, thanks, man. Okay, so old members whose Bunnavilles were not locked in to any of the gold vaulting, you can exchange yours at 7 Bunnavilles to 1 new stable coin. People who took their Bunnavilles and put it into the gold vaulting program. Now, guys, if you're saying, what is the gold vaulting program? Then you're the wrong person. Okay, I'm not talking to you, so don't worry. I just want to talk to the gold vaulting guys. The guys who took their Bunnavilles and vaulted it in order to get certain returns. Okay, so it was from 4% per annum to 15% per annum, depending on how much Bunnavilles you vaulted. Okay, the company is still going to pay these out in a year's time from whenever you vaulted it. So for those of you who maybe took your Bunnavilles and vaulted it in December 2019, the company is still going to pay those out. Okay, still going to pay those out in December 2020. They're going to honor that. What they're asking you guys to understand is right now, whatever Bunnavilles are locked in there, okay, so they're going to pay you your interest, but they're going to extract what's in the vaults and redeploy now. Why? Because the vaulting program is actually going to come to an end. They're not going to follow through on this vaulting program, but they don't want to do it at the expense of its members. So they're going to take the Bunnavilles that are in the vault out, and they're going to place it into, as per that announcement, they're going to place it into the stablecoin process at a ratio of 7:1 if you want it. Or Brendan, go back to that announcement. I think there were 2 options there. But the only one that jumped out to me is that one because it's the one that makes the most sense to me. So Brendan, if you can share the screen. It's so tiny on my screen when I try and read this thing. KBC, Cash Gold, thanks. KBCs and gold vaults will all be honored, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so there you go, guys. So the options are you can have it exchanged into your stable coin, or you can have it, what you vaulted there pulled out and exchanged into KBC instead. Okay, now guys, again, you've got to choose. You've got to choose if you want the current exchange rate at the current prices, because here's what it's going to feel like. It's going to feel like, oh, that's a massive knock in value. But if you're locking them in this month at 25% of whatever its value is going to be on October the 15th, then you're offsetting that loss against whatever profit it is. So you guys need to make that decision. The guys who are affected by that, there's quite a small community who actually vaulted theirs, but you need to weigh up for yourselves whether you're going to take the stablecoin option or whether you're going to take that option. The win here, by the way, is you still get paid that out, which is the reason you vaulted it in the first place. Okay, so that's on the gold vaulting program. Then I want to address QR codes. QR codes. Now, the new people, this isn't for you at all, doesn't affect you at all, but let's quickly sort out the QR codes. This is probably one of the best announcements that I've seen in a long time. So what people did last year is they took advantage of a promotion that ran from the 4th of July until the 15th of December, where you could exchange 100 KBC into 1 gram of gold. That was the promotion. Now, the way the exchange happened is they exchanged those into QR codes, and you could take those QR codes, and then you would exchange them at CEMs, which are our gold releasing machines. You could exchange them at live Karatbars events, or you could exchange them directly at Karatbars' main office. Now, having said that, there's been a massive challenge in getting the gold shipped back into certain territories, South Africa being one of the toughest on cash gold. So the company is solving that problem, and I'm not going to give you huge details on that because I'm not allowed to, but they're solving the CEM problem. In the interim, they want to make sure that the guys who exchanged 100 coins for 1 gram of gold get that exchange, get that value. So you can exchange your QR code, one QR code, so 1 gram of gold's worth of QR code for 10 stable coins. What is the value of a stable coin? It's 0.1 grams of gold. 10 times 0.1 grams of gold, you're getting exactly the same exchange that you put in place. So for every person who's sitting on a QR code that you haven't cashed in, you can cash it in directly to a stable coin. Look at the maths here. 100 KVC, whenever you got the KVC last year, I know when I exchanged mine, the price of KVC was cheaper. It was less than a cent or whatever when I did my exchange, or it was 1.2 cents or whatever. So I got huge value, and I'm sitting on a bunch of these, by the way. I'm going to be exchanging them into the stable coin. So I'm getting 10 stable coins for 1 QR code, 1 gram for 1 QR code. Then what am I going to do with my stable coin on the 15th of October? I'm going to go sell it onto open exchanges, which means I'm going to get 85% of the selling price of whatever gold is, okay, at 1 gram's worth, because that's exactly the that's exactly what I'm getting. So when you get at least 85% of my money back or whatever the gold price is, plus I would have just birthed 10 assets onto the open market that I could potentially earn fees on. So for everybody sitting on a QR code, I feel like you guys probably have the best news. I feel like there's a big win here. So the QR code guys, haven't cashed them in. Go and look at your ratios of exchange here. Understand that you're getting your 1 gram of gold, 10 times 0.1, and you happen to be getting them as an asset, stable coin. You can sell onto the open market, get back the monies that you originally spent, which you didn't originally spend because of how much value you got here, and you birthed yourselves an asset. So the QR code announcement is hugely exciting. Right, 10 minutes left. So here's what we haven't addressed. You'll notice we have not told you what the strategy is for IPO vouchers. Okay. We have not addressed that. We have not addressed exactly what the strategy is for CEMs. Everybody who's on this call, who's been up to date with what's happening, knows that K1 phones are being shipped. Okay. You know that that's happening again. 3,000 being shipped at the moment. 20,000 already shipped out. You know that if you've got QR codes, you can exchange them. You know that if you've got bundles, you can exchange them. You know that if you've got KVC, you can get bonuses on it. That's what you know currently. What are the things that you can do with this information this week? Okay, now I want to bring us all the way back to where I started this conversation. What are the things that you need to do this week in order to take advantage of some of these questions? Okay. Or some of these announcements. Okay, step 1. Every person here needs to go and register with V999.io. V999.io. Every person here needs to go and do their registration. Now, that means doing it slowly, doing it carefully. When something flags, like pops up, cheap is what I do here, go back and read the instructions. Okay, very, very clear step-by-step instructions. This is a 5-minute process. For some of you, it might be a 15-minute process. Take 15 minutes out to go and register this. Do you need to do anything else? No, just registration. Okay, we're not going to act on this information yet. In order to act on this information, you need to register. Next week, we're going to be talking a bit more about that. And for the guys who registered and said, you can't register under the 1, 2, 3, 4, well, carry on reading the instructions. It'll say something like, if it says that, just go down to the little block underneath, click I'm not an affiliate yet, and click continue. Like every time someone says, hey, that didn't work, and I've gone and read what they've done, it's because they're not following the step-by-step registration process. So that's the first thing, guys. Please will everybody go and register. That's it. There's no buying, there's no selling, no one's spending money here. You're just registering. First step. Second thing that I want to encourage people to do as we start getting prepared for the trading bots, okay, I want to encourage every single person to go and register on the following 3 exchanges. I want everyone to go register an exchange on Binance. Go and register an account on Binance if you can. Some territories you can't, but go register on Binance. Why? They've got massive volume. Go and register an account on P2P, B2B. Go and register an account there. And minimum, go and register an account on Bitfinex. Now, for the guys who are fetching KBC, so this is crypto robotics related. Okay, now, guys, this is the boring stuff. This is the boring stuff. This is like the admin stuff, because we're asking you to go and register on platforms. Don't go spend any money, guys. The spend here is time. The spend here is time. So look at everything you got to register for. Maybe just do 1 a day. But for crypto robotics, register on Binance, register on P2P, B2B, and register on Bitfinex. For those of you who want to set yourself up to be able to go and buy KBC from the open markets and bring them in, I'm going to get you to register on something called Bitforex as well. These 3 here have really, really good volumes of KBC. This is KBC. So if you want to go buy KBC and bring it back to Karatbars, then go and register on these 3. These 3 here, we're registering for because we can use the trading bots on those 3. Now, some of you might be going, oh, how do I make sure that I can trade and blah, 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 blah. Slow down. All we need to do on Monday, register an account here. On Tuesday, register an account here. On Wednesday, register an account here. On Thursday, register an account here. On Friday, register an account here. If you're slow, 15 minutes on each, that's 15 minutes a day just to get platforms in place. That's all you need to do right now, this week. Okay. You don't need to run off and figure out how to trade. You don't need to run off and figure out how to exchange. You don't need to run off and figure out how to magically make your money move from this thing to that thing. We're not saying that. Okay. We want to take our community slowly through this process. For the guys who are watching this, who are sitting on Fundables and want to exchange it into stable coin, for the guys who are sitting on KBC and they want to exchange it, like all of those questions, we're not doing that yet. We're putting in the right foundation to enable us to do that. Please, please, please. And guys, understand this. We're watching some of the other global teams in Karatbars, and they just going like, do this, do this, do that. Like, it's so overwhelming, as though we don't have time, as though if we haven't done it by tomorrow, it's at our expense. We're not going to be that team. We're not going to be the team that creates weird Excel sheets based on misinformation. We're not going to be that team that creates weird expectation based on misinformation. And we're certainly not going to be that weird team that creates hype on misinformation. We're going to be the team that slows down in order to get clarity so that we're positioned for momentum. If we've got a strong foundation in place, we can build on it. So I want everybody to go back to just these 2 pages. That's all I want you guys to take out of today. Take this page out of today because it's an action step. It's an admin step. Register, 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 register. That's an admin step. Here's why we're taking those admin steps. We're taking those admin steps because we want to be in a position to take advantage of the whole ecosystem. The company's given us a lot of announcements in order to talk, in order to share where they're going. That doesn't mean that they're there. We need to put the foundation in place so that we can take those steps with them as they're going forward. Now here again, guys, I want to say it again because I see some comments popping up. People are going, what about the ICO vouchers? What about the CEMs? We will be dealing with that as the announcements are appropriate. Remember that the vouchers, as per last year's announcements, would only come into play at the end of 2021. We're not dealing with those right now. We're dealing with the announcements that are relative. Sorry, someone's asked me to please step aside for a screenshot. Okay. So if you want to stay on track with putting in the right foundation and more importantly, sharing the right information, we're going to do these sessions every Saturday. We're together as a team, we're going to take another next step. And together as a team, we're going to take another next step. We're not going to hype it. We're not going to over-explain it. And we're not going to make the mistake that some amateurs are making out in the field right now, where they're creating all these different spreadsheets based on misinformation. Man, I had a spreadsheet sent to me where the zeros on some of the multiplications were put in the wrong place, and they've gone and put that out in the field and created that expectation. We're not going to be that team. Okay, so sorry, there it is. This is like our oversimplified ecosystem. Okay, this is our oversimplified, I'm being shouted at to get out the way. This is our oversimplified ecosystem. And why are we on that oversimplified ecosystem? What do we need to do next with that oversimplified ecosystem? Our next step, very simply, is to go and register with those 5 accounts. That's it, guys. That's it. Next week, we're going to share a bit more information. Okay, so who here is getting value from moving forward as a team? Who here wishes we were moving forward faster? So you can type the word team if you value moving forward at the right pace. If you're frustrated, you can type the word fast. Okay, it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to want to go faster. I'm just telling you that as a team, we're making the decision to do this well instead of doing this out of a place of confusion. So we want to get the right foundation in, because we can build something much bigger on a solid foundation than just doing stuff for the sake of doing it. Guys, I'm sitting at 11 o'clock. For every new person who joined this call, just want to thank you for your time. Next week, we're going to add to this. So if there were people who weren't on this call and you're inviting them to next week, they're part of your team already and they missed this call, share this recording with them so that the right foundation is in place. I'm going to hand over to Andrew Eaton, who's going to, guys, I want you to listen to Andrew Eaton for the next 5 to 10 minutes. You need to understand what we've put in place and where we're going as a team because of it. So Andrew, just going to, Brent, if you can promote Andrew, Andrew's host, stick around, guys. Don't go, we're 11 o'clock, I'm out of here. Stick around for the next 10 minutes. Understand the head and the heart of what this team is putting in place, which separates us, by the way, from so many other teams out there, and it separates us as well from the amateur leaders who are running around and pretty much misinforming their teams. Okay, guys, we'll post the recording onto our Facebook page. We'll post the recording onto our Telegram groups. I love that question. Andrew Eaton, over to you.
Thanks so much for that, Bruce. And wow, guys, we've had a huge number of people on here today. And I just want to congratulate everyone for being on here. Some of you may know me, some of you may not know me. So give me a brief moment for me to introduce myself and my history. I'm just a normal entrepreneur. Had my own IT business in Johannesburg from 2000 to 2009. If you guys remember, or 2008, sorry, if you remember the last global economic recession, my business went under in that, and I lost everything. Very tough time. Went and found a job, and for the next 3 years, probably just ambled around, no real direction, no real goals in life. Just being on that proverbial hamster wheel, getting up every day, going to work, going to bed, doing the same thing the next day. I don't know if any of you feel that way. In 2011, everything changed for me when we found out my little girl was autistic, my wife and I just realized I had to make different decisions. I realized, guys, that if I was going to give this little girl what she deserved in her life, then I was going to have to make different decisions. And it killed me as a father, looking at this little girl running around the house, oblivious to the challenges that she was going to have. And I knew that for us to solve those challenges, we were going to have to give her time and money, which we didn't have. And the answer for me was network marketing. And I really want to finish this call off with those of us that want to use Karatbars as the vehicle on a network marketing, affiliate marketing basis to use their products, use their solutions to create everything that Bruce has spoken about, which he did so beautifully. So my answer was network marketing, and I started with a company in 2011. Didn't all go smoothly. It's never smooth, guys. There are always bumps in the road. But within 8 or 9 months, I was making more money from my part-time gig than I was from my full-time income. And I decided to go full-time. I quit my job, and I've been a full-time network marketer since 2011. It took me about 5 years. Well, let me go back a step. It took me about 2 years to create a proper full-time income. I'm talking in South African rands with not 40,000 rand, $2,000 odd. And it took me 5 years altogether to have my first $100,000 year, my first 6-figure, which was in 2016. And I haven't been less than that since then. Now, why do I tell you this? Because during that time, I've learned what it takes to be a professional network marketer. And it's my passion, my burning desire that we do this with the team that we've got in place. I want to create, my vision is to create the most professional network marketing team, utilizing and using Karatbars as our partner company to create financial freedom for all of us. We can bring in people who just want to buy gold. We can bring in people who just want to do the trading. We can bring in people who just want to utilize the V999 coin and whatever other stuff comes in. We are going to find people who just want to utilize our tools. But there's a huge opportunity for those of us that want to be affiliates, want to earn cash flow in euros. You see, what I've been doing for the last 8 years, very simply, is I've made cash flow from being an affiliate and a network marketer, and the excess cash flow that I have, I use and diversify that into assets that make me money and protect my money. Gold, say, protects my money, also makes me money over time. Crypto, soon to be for us here on a platform that I trust. Trading. That's all I've done. And that's the perfect solution for all of us sitting on here, in my opinion. So why am I ending off here? I don't want to take too much of the thunder. I think Bruce has just done such a great job. But here's what I want to say is there's a guy called Jordan Adler. Some of you may have been on a call with me yesterday. Some of you may have seen my Facebook Live that I did yesterday into the Team Joe Hughes' Facebook group. But there's a guy called Jordan Adler. And Jordan Adler is one of the top network marketers in the world. He's about 60 odd. He's written the book Beach Money. If you want to understand what network marketing can do for your life, read the book Beach Money by Jordan Adler, A-D-L-E-R. He also happens to be a man who's going to be he's marketing himself as the first network marketer to go to space because he's bought his ticket on Richard Branson's Galactica spaceship. But he wrote something on Facebook the other day which just really stuck with me. And this is what I want. It seems as though we're having this meeting here today and putting out a vision for where Karatbars is going to the future. I thought it was very pertinent that I end off with this. He said, people ask him, Jordan, how do you do it? He said, well, on average, for the last 15 years, he's showing one plan a day. One plan a day, on average, for 15 years. For us, that would be the equivalent of getting one person a day to watch our Go Beyond Gold link. one person a day to get onto a webinar. That's not difficult. One. See, he's done it every day on average for 15 years. What this has resulted in is 4,500 people have watched his business. Same company. He's never moved, guys. So the good times and the bad times of the company, he's never moved. He's been consistent in what he does. He's been focused on what he needs to do with the company that he chose, which is a company called Send Out Cards. Here's the crux. You see, I meet so many people say, oh, so many people saying, no, I can't handle it. Well, listen to this. Out of those 4,500 people, which he has personally, these are his personals in 15 years, out of those 4,500 people, 4,000 people said no. 4,000 people said no. The difference between him and us on this call is he's had more people say no than probably all of us put together. But here's where it starts getting exciting. Out of those 4,500 people, 500, only 500 in 15 years said yes. Said yes. That's 1 in 9 people. Guys, the statistics are the same, pretty much. The averages will always come to that. 1 in 9, 1 in 10 people will say yes. And out of those 500 people, he found 20 leaders that he could grow this business with properly, which is 1 in 20. Think about it. 1 in 20 people that are real leaders. Now, I want you to think about something very carefully. 15 years, same company. Didn't move, didn't look elsewhere, good and bad times. 15 years, 1 plan a day, 1 video a day, on average. Some days more, some days less. Now, we've got our own strategy within Team Jahujis with GBG, which is called Blue Circle, which is 3 videos a day watched, 20 connections, 3 videos a day watched, and 3 follow-ups. You can go quicker, but he just did 1. Listen to this. In 15 years, he's made $16 million US. $16 million. For those of us in South Africa, that's over 100 million rand. It's almost 200 million rand. It's actually over 200. What's 16 million times 10? Yeah, you guys go do the maths. You're 250 million. There we go. Thanks, Garth. 250 million rand in 16 years. 1 company, focused, consistent. Now, why am I telling you that story? You might be asking, because that's got nothing to do with us in Karatbars. No, it's got everything to do with us in Karatbars. You see, I always talk about the 4 belief systems that you need to build a big business. Number 1 is belief in yourself in network marketing. Belief in yourself. That's why we are so big on our personal development within this team. Number 2, belief in the company, the product, and the service. Now, I understand that some of us might not have that. I understand that not everyone's got full belief, and that's okay. If you find another home somewhere, please, that's fine. But belief in the company. I believe in Karatbars. I believe in Harold Seitz's vision. I believe he's not going to stop until it's done. That's what I believe, despite good times and the bad times. Number 3, belief in your system. And number 4, belief in the network marketing profession. I want to talk about belief in the company very quickly. I believe Harold Seitz and what they've done is set the tone going into the next phase where the company is set up for the next 10 to 20 years. And here today, I want to challenge everyone on this call. I want to challenge everyone on this call. As long as you believe in the company, and as long as you believe in Harold Seitz's vision, give us 15 years. Give us 15 years. If I said to you today, give me 15 years, 6 months at a time, 12 months at a time, but give me 15 years. And when you come up for breath at the end of it, you would have made even $5 million US. That's over 100 million rand. Name me another business that can do that for you. So who is in for the long haul? Because here's what I'm going to tell you what Bruce is looking for. Here's what I'm going to tell you that Brendan's looking for. Here's what I'm going to tell you that all our leaders are looking for. People with stickability. people that we can say, you know, we're going to join arms with you. We're going to link arms with you, and we're going to build with you through the good times and the bad times. Because I will tell you one thing. There are winters and summers in every company, and there will be another winter coming to Karatbars. It's coming, guys. Just as sure as hell as the next summer is coming. But who can we link arms with? Who can we say we're going to build something special here? And guys, nothing special is built in 6 months. Nothing special is built on hype. Building something special takes time. Building something special takes long-term commitment. Who are you? Are you that person? Are you that person we can say we're going to link arms with you guys, and we will build with through the good times and the bad times. We will follow the system. We will duplicate, and we are here. I'm loving it. Look at all these comments coming in here. Make a decision today that this is your home. And once you've made that decision, don't look left. Don't look right. Stay focused. Stay focused. I made another analogy the other day. I made a very quick quote on my Facebook where I said, Andrew, question, hypothetical question, you, Andrew, how did you summit Mount Everest? Me, simple. I stayed focused while you were climbing all those other little hills. That's what this is going to take. Be that focused person. Climb your Mount Everest. It's not going to be easy. Let me tell you something now. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have doubters throw things at you. You're going to have haters throw things at you. You're going to have family saying you're crazy. You're going to have dream stealers trying to take it away from you. But if you stay focused, you will win. And here's what I want to end off with before I pass back to Bruce. Remember my words. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be so worth it. It's going to be so worth it. Give me 15 years, because myself, Bruce, and Brendan aren't going anywhere. As long as Karatbars is here, and as long as Harold Seitz is leading the way he is with the solutions he is, we are here. We're not going anywhere. We want to know who we can build with. Back to you, Brucey.
Andrew, thanks so much for that, guys. I absolutely love working with Andrew. This is the heartbeat of the community, and we just absolutely love your time, your efforts, and the amount of quality people and leaders from other companies that Andrew keeps bringing in to give us better and better skills. It is an absolute privilege. Guys, we're going to finish off this call with a little taster on the trading bot. I just want to say this again. This week is a simple admin week. Each day, take time to plug into the platforms. Make sure you're on the Back to Basics call on Monday from an action plan point of view on how to go out, market this company, get the message out there. This week is an admin action week, but we're going to finish off this call with a little taster of the trading bot video that the company's given us, which we're going to start using later, not this week, later as part of our marketing strategy. So have a look at this. Brendan, please share. And to everybody else, cheers.
Welcome to the Future Logics world. Cryptocurrency trading takes more time than brings income. There are more than 200 cryptocurrency exchanges in the world today. Every exchange has its own interface and the keys to log in. Crypto robotics will change your perception of crypto trading. Crypto Robotics is a one-stop shop trading terminal for different exchanges with one-click switching. The terminal is a freemium platform providing features like stop loss, take profit, and trailing stop, as well as technical analysis tools for any exchange. Crypto Robotics is also an algorithmic trading ecosystem based on our collection of algorithmic robots, totally automating the trading process. These robots can be always backtested on the trading history from our database, where there are all quotations. From all exchanges, you test, assess the future profit, and buy the robot. With our intuitive robots constructor, there is a solution for each trader. Automate your trading strategy by assembling your own robot. Backtest it, set the price, and get an extra income by selling your robot to crypto traders all over the world. Another crypto robotics feature is the trader's ranking function. Choose a successful trader, click follow, then sit back and enjoy. Your account copies all of his deals. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rita. I am your virtual assistant, developed by the Crypto Robotics team. Even now, we collect the data that allows me to analyze your trader experience and make it better. You will enjoy personalized, actionable analytics and artificial intelligence-assisted user experience. Moreover, Virtual Assistant is only a first step in creation of self-learning artificial intelligence system that we are planning to release in 2020. Our artificial intelligence robots will independently make decisions, predict trends, and define new strategies that will change the crypto world.
So that's it, guys. Have a fantastic Saturday. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all on Monday night social media back to basics training. Cheers, guys.